Welcome to the Mapping Fundamentals tutorial. Now, this is a full interactive demo, and I want you to follow along and do exactly what I do. If you feel like you need to catch up, you can pause this video at any time. This way you get a full experience of Funnelytics. Now, what we're going to cover in this particular tutorial is the tools and layouts that you have access to inside of Funnelytics. We're going to talk about the mapping basics and the mapping fundamentals. We're going to talk about texts and shapes, icon search, as well as how to access revisions and saved revisions of your maps. So on the right sidebar right here, we have our layers tab. We're going to ignore this one for this particular tutorial. On the top bar, we have a lot of different tools, a lot of different buttons. Now there's two specific tools that I want to highlight right away. The first one is the select and pan tool right here. If you're noticing that this video is covering some of the elements, you can actually pan by using the pan tool, selecting that, and then when you drag around, it will actually move the canvas, and you can go back to the selection tool. A quick shortcut with this is just hold the space bar, and you can now automatically shift it to a pan tool. And as soon as you let go, it will go back to being a selection tool. If you have a trackpad, you can use typical trackpad gestures by using two fingers to move and pan, and using the pinch motion to zoom in and out. Now, if you don't have a trackpad and you're looking to zoom in and out, you can do so by going to the right-hand side right here, and you'll see your zoom in, zoom out options, fit to screen, etc., as well as all of the keyboard shortcuts to make that happen. Now, on the left sidebar, we have all of our canvas-wide features. We've got access to our map tab, our Explorer tab, our notes, and our checklist. Let's ignore the bottom three for now. What I want you to do is click on the map tab right here, and that will open up your mapping navigation. This is where you can access all of your icons to map on the Funnelytics canvas. So go ahead, you can click on sources, and you can see all the different sources that you have. This is where you can get your traffic sources like email, Facebook, LinkedIn, etc. You have your pages tab right here. This is where you can map all the different types of pages. You have actions. These are actions that people take on these pages, as well as some offline actions in the final tab right here. So this is where you can access all of your icons. So what I want you to do right now is go to the sources tab, click on sources, and take the very first one right here, the add network, click it, hold it, and just drag it onto the canvas like this. And now you've added an icon to the canvas. So go ahead, minimize this tab and hide this side menu. You can do so by clicking here or just clicking on the tab again, and it will minimize it. So now we have some icons on the canvas. What I want to do is take this add network. I'm just going to align it very nicely, and you can see we have our little nice alignment tool right here. Just go ahead and align it with the sources. Now, in order to indicate a flow, in order to indicate a journey, we want to draw some arrows between some steps across the journey, right? So we have right here our traffic sources, we have an opt-in page, and we have a lead that happens when somebody fills out the form on this opt-in page. So the first thing I want to do is indicate that people go on the opt-in page and then fill out a form and become a lead. So if you select the opt-in page, go ahead, click on the opt-in page, and then you'll see on the left-hand side and the right-hand side, there's these little blue arrows that you can actually select by clicking and holding. So if I click and hold, you'll see it grabs an arrow, and I can go and connect that to the lead icon right here. So I'm indicating that people came from the opt-in and went to the lead. Now over here, I have my Facebook, my Google Ads, my ad network, and I want to show that all of those people went to the opt-in. The way I can do that is by selecting Facebook right here, going and connecting like this, or what I can do is go ahead and follow along, highlight both by just dragging your mouse across the canvas, selecting both, and then go and actually connect both of them to the opt-in. Now you'll see that right here, it actually brought both arrows in, but you can see that there's some alignment issues with this particular one. So there's a couple ways to fix that alignment issue. One way is I can select the arrow like this. So I'm selecting the connection line, and I can just grab this little node right here. So go ahead and do the same thing, grab the node and go and connect it to the edge right here. So you'll see you can connect it to any one of these different node points. So I want to connect it to the right-hand side one, drop it like that. And then you could see it's nice and all to the right. But there's still some alignment issues that I see here. So what I want to do is select all of these icons like this. So go ahead, select these icons, and you can arrange these in a horizontal or vertical manner. I can also just very much straighten them by aligning them. What I want to do is arrange them vertically. So follow along, click on the vertical right here, and now it will make them nice and neat. They're still not quite aligned with my opt-in, so I'm just going to move them up a little bit, and the guide is going to tell me that these are nicely aligned. And there you go. I have a nice aligned map right here. Now, another way I can map is by actually dragging and dropping directly on the canvas. I don't have to go to this tab right here. What I can do is select an icon, drag this arrow forward, this connection, and then let it go on the canvas at any point. And what you'll see is a window pop up where I can now start to map my actual icons. Now we're going to use the search bar right here to find an icon that we're looking for. So I'm going to go ahead and start typing in thank you, because when somebody fills out an opt-in, they become a lead and they land on a thank you page. So there you go. Thank you shows up. I can click that and there it is. It maps this very quickly. And again, for alignment purposes, I'm going to drag it and put it up like this. And that right there is the mapping basics. Now, we also have access to different text tools and shape tools to indicate different things across the customer journey. And I can access these at the very top bar right here. So here's what I would like you to do. Go over to the text tool, which is the very first one, and click on this. You can click anywhere on the canvas and it'll open up the actual text. This is where I can say, this is our traffic sources, for example, right? So I've highlighted that these are traffic sources, but I want to highlight these by putting a shape around them. So go to the shape tool, which is this one right here. I'm going to click on it and we have three types of shapes: rectangle, ellipse, and triangle. I'm going to select rectangle, and then I'm just going to click and drag on the canvas, and there you go. Once I let go, I now have a shape and it acts as a background. I can change the color of this shape by clicking on it, and you can select the color of the shape right here. I can either make the entire shape a specific color. I personally like it white, but I'm going to make the border a blue. Now, in order to match, I'm also going to make the text blue by selecting it, going to the color and making that blue. Last but not least, I can use revisions to basically go backwards. And if I click on the actual name right here, I could see version history, and it'll pull all the saved history versions of this. And if I go back to, let's say, a couple minutes ago, it will bring it backwards all the way to that saved version. Now, quick side note, since you are currently on a tutorial canvas, you won't be able to access the revision history because this canvas isn't being saved. However, that's how you can do it inside of your own canvas. So that takes care of the mapping fundamentals. You now know how to use Funnelytics to map your customer journeys. Go ahead to the next tutorial where I'll show you some tricks on how to make mapping way faster, way easier, and how to customize your entire canvas to really make it your own.